Well, this took place back in early June of 1945. We had just mopped up at Okinawa after the invasion, and we were told to head to San Francisco for R&R. So about 2 days out of Okinawa, our radar picked up something above and behind us. And of course they notified the captain. And for several hours, this object followed us. Finally, the captain got on the PA system and said, "We're being followed by something, we don't know what it is, but we're going to try to shoot it down." So we had 5-inch 38 guns on board, which have a hell of a range. And they shot about 10 shots at it, and I was watching it through binoculars. Not one ever reached it. They exploded well below the object, and the object was round, very shiny, and this was a sunny day, and to see something as bright as that on a sunny day was unrealistic. Of course, at that time, we didn't know anything about UFOs. I didn't know about them until several years later, and that's when I realized I probably saw a UFO.
Well, how high up do you think it was? Its altitude?
Well, I would estimate the range of the 5-inch 38 fired at that elevation would have been about 7-8 miles, and these shells exploded well below that.
And if you were looking at the object in the sky, you know how the expression, it would be the size of a dime at arm's length?
Well, I would say it was the size of a half a dollar.
Half a dollar, wow. So that would have to be a fairly
It
large...
had to be very large. Well, our captain thought it was a Japanese incendiary balloon, which they were sending over at the time to start forest fires in the Northwest. That's why he decided he wanted to try to shoot it down. But I don't believe it was an incendiary balloon, because it wasn't balloon shaped. It was perfectly round and very shiny.
What kind of movement in the sky were you looking at? Was it ever hovering?
Well, it was staying right behind us at the same speed we were going, and we were probably traveling at maybe about 30 knots.
Okay.
And it stayed at the same position right behind us for hours.
And at what point did it move away from you?
Well, the next day, it was gone.
But it stayed with you. Was this at night, or you said during the day?
This
correct?
was the daytime.
Daytime, okay.
This was in the daytime when we saw it.
And about how many hours do you think it was following you total that you could actually see it?
I would say maybe 5-6 hours.
Okay.
Before the captain decided to try to do something.
Okay, that was all daylight hours.
All daylight and bright sunny day.
Did they ever give you a final explanation what they thought it was?
Later on they said, well, we think we were shooting at the planet Venus. Which was a standard thing at that time, you know.
Right. Huh.
I guess they must have radioed somebody, and they were told to tell the people they were shooting at a planet.
It was something natural. Okay.
Yeah.
You know,
all right.
There was a detail on that I did an interview with him on it. I had just seen the documentary on the Discovery Channel about that exact sighting.
Really?
And then all of a sudden I turn up with him, and he was on one of the boats. And I'm going, holy cow. It's documented. The whole thing has been documented.
And
you know, I watched the shooting through binoculars because I was on deck watch.
What was the date on that about?
It was early June.
Of 1945. 1945, okay. Oh, okay. Thank you, Joe. It was great.
Ye! Old! UFO! Store!